Hi, this is Kevin from Real Boring Flips, and I'm at my storage unit. I'm actually at one of my storage units. They're both in the same facility, and so I'm going to move from this one to the other one, so you'll get a chance to see that one as well. This is the bigger storage unit. It's a 10 by 30, and I would say it's everything in here is eBay. Unfortunately, about 99% of it is not listed. Which is a problem if you are a reseller and you have a 10 by 30 storage unit. So I'm trying to rectify that. I do have some things here that are listed, so that's one of the purposes for coming down here. Is I sold a set of cassettes from Exodus, the Way Down Workshop. So if you've seen the Netflix documentary about Gwen Shamblin, you know what that's about. So that sold for, I think, $10. So good luck for them. I do have, mostly what I have here as far as listed is VHS tapes and then books. And so I'm trying to use my storage spaces more for listed items. So one of the other reasons I'm down here is I'm pulling some stuff out that I'm just going to get rid of. I have some stuff headed, I'm just going to donate, and stuff that's not worth donating I'll take to the dump load soon enough. But I want to get that stuff out of here so I can then store stuff better, find it, get it listed, and then store it back down here. So one of the things that has just piled up on me doing this part-time, that's probably the hardest part about being a very limited part-time reseller, is your opportunity, especially the way I do reselling or picking, is I get lots of stuff at once, and it gets very difficult to get processed through it, from inventory, testing, listing, storing. That process seems to really be a struggle. So I'm sure some of you out there have the same struggle. In my case, I just, I kind of am opportunistic picker, so I try to get stuff when I can get it, and then because I have the storage space, I end up storing stuff. So bad on me, trying to change that about my process and how I do my business. Good for me that I have a lot of good stuff that's sellable, and a lot of this stuff I bought several years ago. So I paid pre-inflated dollars to buy this stuff. So hopefully in the end that's good for me. There's also a lot of stuff here that I struggle with wanting to sell. I have a lot of DVDs, a lot of Blu-rays, a lot of VHS. I have tons of home recorded VHS that I really want to kind of go through. I thought about even making a separate YouTube channel and just loading commercials on there. I get a lot out of those on YouTube, seeing old commercials. So that's one of the projects I have. I think I have a whole box of tapes that I think are recorded television shows, so it should be loaded with commercials. So that's something I'm wanting to get to. But I don't really know the best way to sell that stuff. I've sold VHS tapes individually. I've sold lots of them, like a whole lot of Disney or a whole lot of just random movies. If they're sealed, I have a little easier time selling those. In fact, I have some really nice, a box kind of right behind me here, really nice sealed VHS, some high dollar ones in there. And I have sold several individual VHS that, I think if I had been more motivated, I would have sent in to have them graded. But, I sold a Blade Runner for $150. I sold a Jurassic Park for $150. Graded, I probably could have got $500 or $600, but I just didn't want to go through that effort. I wanted to get the items out and use that money for something else. So let me know in the comments if there's certain types of categories of stuff that you buy but struggle to sell. I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, several of my other videos, how I really started on things like VHS players, DVD player / VHS player, or DVD recorder / VHS player. I really that stuff is just such a draw for me. And this, I'll show you this shelf behind me. This is a lot of stuff that I'm just not certain is worth selling. Sorry, I guess it's tracking me. But I have a lot of VHS that may or may not work, or maybe I just need a belt for something. So I have a huge pile of project stuff, and I'm sure at some point I will get tired of having it and I'll just get rid of it. But these are very hard to ship, so I don't want to ship something that's not working. And a couple of these I actually want to keep. I want to get them working to keep. But some of the other things that I have in here are, let's see, lots of, gosh, I have a whole set of Louis L'Amour, those nice leather-bound Louis L'Amour books. I got those thinking, you know, that's really valuable to have the whole set, but it's so many boxes of books. I don't really know how I would deal with shipping that many boxes of books. So yeah, I'm thinking about splitting it up and selling individual copies, but you know, I really need to kind of explore the idea of local sales for certain things, even though I just don't have the time to do it, and I don't really enjoy doing that. One thing I do keep down here, I don't have power in here. I mean, I have lights, but I don't have power, is, I'll kind of show you behind me. I keep this Yeti power pack here. And so that lets me set up a TV. I got a couple different TVs down here. Set up a TV. I have cords and cables and things, and I can do some testing right down here. Because sometimes I'll bring stuff straight here, and instead of taking it home first to test, bring it right here, test it. If it's no bueno, I can just get rid of it. I've got actually a pile down there of VCR combo DVD units that I'm just going to get rid of. They don't work well enough for me to want to list, and they're nothing special. So that allows me, the power pack allows me to do some, a little more efficient handling of some stuff, because I can just do it right here. One thing that I got, you can see behind me here, was this tower. So I bought this at an estate sale, and you know, it was not put together. And originally I thought about using it at my house, but we just didn't have room for it. We have a media room, but it wouldn't, we have media storage on the walls. And so I thought, I'm just going to bring it down here and I'll use it to store some of the media that I'm selling. So on each of these racks are different types of things. This first rack is TV shows, different series, and then I've got one whole rack of sealed movies, and then specialty Blu-rays and specialty DVDs. So I think even some VHS in there. But this just allows me to have another avenue for storing stuff that I can easily get to for listed items. I wouldn't store listed stuff just in a box. I'd rather be able to get to it. I'll take you to the other storage unit in just a minute, but what I have in here mostly for storage is the kind of storage, heavy-duty storage you can get from like Costco area, the heavy storage shelving that they have. And I used to have some just at my house, and then when we got the storage unit, I moved these here. I bought a few more when I could get them on sale at least. And I even bought a few of these at different estate sales or garage sales and whatnot. But I was able to get this kind of storage shelving at an estate sale recently, and it you know, it's basically right out of Home Depot. It's even got the Home Depot sales stickers on it still. But I paid about almost $200 for this Costco shelving for each shelving unit, and I was able to get this at an estate sale. Actually, two of these stacked on top, so one mounted on top of the others, for $100, but I had to take it down. And when I got there, the estate sale rep said, hey, I got another one of these you can have if you want to take it down. So I ended up getting 4 of these shelving units for $100. And while I was there, he said, oh, there's some extra pieces out back. And so I was able to get enough extra pieces to build a 5th storage shelf. So I got 5 of these super heavy duty. These are like 1,200 pound storage shelves for $100. You can't beat that. The rest of them are in the other storage unit, but you know, for a long time I was always looking for shelving, always trying to find shelving, and I think I've kind of maxed out my shelving use at this point. But it was really nice to get this heavy duty stuff because I can really pack heavy boxes of books and other heavy items. And then I kind of positioned the shelving so I have a nice size underneath on the floor for even heavier stuff or maybe odd shaped stuff. I've got a couple heavy IBM typewriters over here I'm probably going to just set underneath. But this is storage unit 1, the 10 by 30, and I'll take you over to storage unit 2 in just a second. Okay, and we're back. Now we're in the storage unit number 2. This is a 10 by 20, and this is the unit that I have the rest of this Home Depot shelving units. So basically two fit on each side. I'll show you the other ones here. So because I had 5 shelving units, I was able to squeeze the last one into the bigger unit. But these are really nice, heavy duty. I don't even know what it would cost to buy these, but a lot of money compared to what I paid. So I was thankful to get them. This storage unit was meant to be just our personal stuff. So like behind me, I got a Christmas tree here, actually 2 Christmas trees. And then Christmas decorations. I've got some of the kids' toys up there, those bins, which I guess that's quasi eBay personal stuff, because I think everything in those bins up there are Nerf guns. My kids had so many Nerf guns, and one of the things their school did was when you were a senior, they had like a whole week of Nerf wars. And so we supplied weaponry to our kids and their friends for several years while our kids were still in high school. So that stuff's ready to go. In fact, I know I have 2 of the machine gun, with the chainmail Nerf bullets. Those were our kids when they were little, but I've got the approval to sell that stuff. So at some point I'll go through the Nerf guns and kind of weed out what I think is sellable, and then we'll just pass on the other stuff, or maybe do a local sale, since the high school still does that Nerf war here. So anyway, a lot of what's in here is personal stuff. I do have a lot of boxes of laser discs, records, that stuff. I got some special, I'll show you the box down here. I got these special boxes that are made for records. I ordered those, I think, on Amazon, and then I adjusted the shelving in here so that the bottom shelf is just a little bit higher, so I can fit that kind of media underneath on the floor, and take advantage of this space as much as possible. I have a lot of laser discs and records. I sell that stuff, but not very often. So I do kind of collect that stuff, and then depending on what I'm doing, I'll sell that stuff or just hold on to it, at least for a while. What's overloaded this space, and one of the reasons I'm down here, is I have a lot of stuff that I'm trying to get rid of. It's just for Goodwill or donation or dump. And so I want to get all that pulled out, and then I can use this space a little better, maximize it. That was the intent of getting these shelves, was I would be able to really load up these shelves with stuff that in many cases just stuff we don't have room in our house for. Or I have 3 kids, and all their years of stuff is boxed up still. None of my kids are completely launched to a place where they have room to put their whatever they want from their childhood. So like most parents, you end up storing that stuff. My parents were in their 70s when they brought me the last box of my stuff. So I'm hoping I don't have to have that stuff stored that long. But for the time being, we're storing it, and at least trying to maximize the space here. My future plans, at least for my business and my property, is I have a shop that's not quite ready to store stuff like this, not quite mouse proof yet and not heatable. But once that shop is finished and sealed up and heatable, I'll probably get rid of these storage units and maximize the space there. So it's a process. I've got probably a couple more years before I can do that. So for the time being, my reselling business is paying for these storage units and allowing us to kind of have extra room to deal with stuff like this. So I know when I watch other YouTubers, resellers, they have storage units, and they, everyone has a different, kind of a different way of doing this. But let me know in the comments how you manage, what storage units do you have? What do you pay for them? I pay about $200 a month for this one, and about almost $300 a month for the other. It's less than $500 total, but it's still for a 10 by 20 and a 10 by 30. It's still cheaper than I could get a 30 by 20, I think is the other size they have. So I would rather not have this expense, but it does give me an opportunity to kind of manage things. And as soon as I can get this a little better, at least the way I'm doing this, a little better, a little more efficient, a little better use of the space, then that should help at home. I can kind of clean up that space, and not to try to hide things, but to try to be more efficient about listing things. I'm really pushing myself on getting better about listing as opposed to acquiring. I've kind of cut back on my acquiring, but I've had 3 recent purchases where it was just a lot of stuff, a lot of individual stuff. So I'm trying to work through that. And then hopefully that will have a great effect on this space here. I think you can see behind me, I have, I think in a couple of videos, or another video I talked about, I have some people that I source boxes from. And so a couple of different people provide mostly Amazon boxes, but really any box, shipping, packaging material, bubble wrap, all that stuff. If I can get that for free and it's nice and clean, I'll reuse it so I don't have to buy more. But I have to get it when I get it. And so I have an overflow here. And eventually when I decide I have too much of one size, or I just don't need that, I will start using it as wrapping or extra padding in boxes, or I'll just take it to the recycle. But this space allows me to at least have a storage of extra boxes, so that I don't have to do that, when I don't want to. I'd rather keep these, especially the smaller boxes are much harder for me to acquire. And so I've got a bunch of small ones here. So this is storage number 2. So I have space at my house still that I think I showed in my first video, just kind of walking through the space, but in our garage. But I have quite a bit of space, quite a bit of inventory. So I'm only at less than 700 listings at this point. I seem to get close to 700, and then I slow down listing, and then I sell. So I'm trying to get up to the full 1,000 listings, and having this space a little better organized will allow me to have listed inventory properly stored here, between the 2 storage units, and then that I think will kind of spur my sales. I know when I was really focused on listing before, late last year, basically the whole last half of last year, I was averaging 3 to 4 sales a day, and I had 600 to 700 listings. So that's about where I want to be. That's about as much as I want to be at this point while I'm still working full time. I also have a separate another side job that I work at. So my time I have to split obviously between doing this, making it fun still, family, my job, my other job, and kind of keep this going. I've added YouTube to this mix, so this has been fun for me. I hope you're enjoying the videos. If you like it, please like it. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. That really helps as I'm growing this. I'm a month in, just about a month in. If you dislike this video, I've asked it in other videos, if you dislike this video, please let me know in a comment what it was you disliked. That will really help me kind of shape improvements. If you just didn't like the topic, that's fine too. But just let me know what you don't like. That really helps. So thank you again for joining. Please catch me next time, and we'll see you soon.